All right, if you're a principal investigator or part of a sponsored project team, this is for you. We're about to dive into a topic that can feel a little slippery. We're talking about recurring charges. These little automatic payments can be a huge compliance risk, but don't worry, today we're going to get them under control.
So let's just start with a really direct question. Is your project's budget silently leaking? And I'm asking this for a good reason, because these small, seemingly harmless automatic charges can pile up and turn into some major compliance headaches if you're not paying close attention.
Okay, so first things first, what exactly are we talking about here? Let's define what a recurring charge actually is. Because, understanding this hidden risk is the absolute first step to getting a handle on your budget.
So here's the key. A recurring charge isn't just an expense that happens more than once. The magic and dangerous words are automatically and until someone actively stops it. It's basically the set it and forget it of expenses, and that's precisely what makes it a risk for your grant funds.
And these things are absolutely everywhere, right? We're talking about the stuff you use every single day. Cell phones for your field researchers, that critical software subscription for data analysis, cloud storage for all your data sets, even the service contract on a piece of equipment. They might seem small on their own, but it's their persistence that we've got to watch out for.
Now this slide, this really hits the nail on the head. It gets to the core compliance question. Is the charge allowable? Well, it all comes down to whether it directly supports your specific sponsored project. So a mobile hotspot for a researcher who is out in the field collecting data for the project? Yeah, that could definitely be allowable. But a general office phone line that everybody in the lab uses for all sorts of things? Nope. That's usually considered an operational cost, or overhead, and it really shouldn't be charged directly to your grant.
So you might be thinking, okay, these are normal business expenses. Why all the fuss? Why do they need this special treatment? And that is a perfectly fair question.
Well, it's because the risks are very real, and they're sneaky. That software license, it doesn't know your data analysis is finished. It'll just keep on billing. That cell phone plan could easily keep charging your grant for months after the project end date. And what started as a very specific project cost can slowly morph into a general one. And because it's on autopay, nobody even notices, at least not until an auditor does.
But hey, this isn't a doomsday scenario. There is a clear, straightforward path to taking back control. This four-step plan is designed to put you firmly in the driver's seat and give you both compliance and, frankly, some peace of mind.
Now, this entire plan is built on what we call the 4 pillars of federal compliance. Every single charge on your project, whether it's recurring or a one-time thing, has to be allowable, allocatable, reasonable, and consistent. Just keep those 4 words in the back of your mind as we walk through this.
Okay, here's the plan itself. Think of it like a life cycle. Step 1. You set up the charge correctly from the very beginning with rock-solid justification. Step 2. You have to actively review it. Don't just let it run on autopilot. Step 3. Reevaluate. Does it still serve the same purpose? And Step 4, probably the most critical of all, you have a concrete plan to cancel or transfer that charge during project closeout. This has to be an active, hands-on process.
All right, that plan is the big picture strategy. Now let's get into the tactics. Here are some super simple, practical tips you can start using tomorrow to make this whole process way easier.
This is your action plan. Seriously, just make a simple spreadsheet, a master list. Use your calendar. Set reminders not just for the project end date, but maybe a month before it so you can start that closeout process. Talk to your admin staff. They are your absolute best partners in this. And always document why you're allocating a cost in a certain way. These simple habits are your best defense against any compliance issues down the road.
Okay, let's get very direct for a minute. We've talked about the what and the how. Now it's time to talk about the who. When it comes to these charges, when the rubber meets the road, who is ultimately on the hook? This is the one question every single principal investigator needs to have a crystal clear answer for. What's the real consequence if, say, a cell phone bill for a finished project just slips through the cracks and gets charged one more time?
This is so important, I'm going to read it to you directly from the official guidance. The PI is responsible for identifying an alternate, non-sponsored funding source to which those charges must be transferred. Let's just let that sink in for a second.
So let's be blunt about what that means. It's not the department's problem. It's not the university's problem. If a charge hits your grant after it is closed, the responsibility to find a non-sponsored account to pay that bill falls squarely on you, the principal investigator. That is what's really at stake here.
Okay, we have covered a lot of really critical ground.
So let's pull all of this together into a quick reference guide so you have all the key takeaways in one simple, easy-to-find place.
So here it is in a nutshell. What are they? They're those automatic, repeating expenses. The key risk? They'll just keep going unless you actively stop them. The standards? Remember the big four: allowable, allocable, reasonable, and consistent. Your role? It's active management, from setup all the way to closeout. And your best practices? Keep those lists, set those reminders, and be proactive.
And that brings us right back to where we started. I'll leave you with the same question, but now you have the tools to answer it and, more importantly, to do something about it. So take an honest look at your projects. Are your recurring charges really under control?